Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Mike Faleur Show. Coach, 21 seems to be our magic number. The last three games that we've lost have been 23-21 Conway, 28-21 North Little Rock, and then 28-21 this past week with Cabot. So one more score in each one of those games, be different.
Yeah, Buzz, I wished I had the answer for that. I mean, we had opportunities. I mean, we had, down on the 3-yard line, we don't score. We complete a pass and drop the ball untouched, don't score. And then one time we throw one and they jump off sides or line up off sides and guy catches wide open. And so I don't know. I mean, you just, like I try to talk to him, we got to finish. We got to finish the whatever you want to call it, the deal, the play, the game, and we're so close. And that, when you go back and look at these last 3 weeks, and we knew going into it this was going to be a tough 3-week stretch, but you go back to Conway and you're talking a yard, and then that 1 yard, we win that game, and then what does it do for your guys mentally and emotionally versus losing and going through that.
Right.
So, it's been tough. It's been tough on, I'm sure, you as a broadcaster, our fans, but believe me, there's nobody that takes it harder than myself and these coaches and these players.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of time put in, a lot of work, and what you got to know is that they're four of the best teams in the state of Arkansas, and we're right there with them. We just have to some way, somehow get over the hump.
That's a good question. As far as getting over the hump, now this coming week against Little Rock Southwest, that's a game that we definitely should win. But again, you never know. They have a lot of athletes, but it is a game that we should win. But you go back to those games, and like you said, they're four of the best teams in the state of Arkansas. So can the kids kind of regroup and reset? Maybe I don't want to get too far into the future, but get that Southwest game behind. That's the business at hand now. But once that's behind us and we do get a win there, getting reset and getting into that second season, which I'm thinking we're probably going to go to Bentonville West unless something has changed.
Yep.
Do you feel pretty confident about that being able to happen?
Well, I mean, I hope so. I mean, we try to just, especially since this has happened, we've tried to stress daily about this is where you are. This is how close we are, and I don't, it's been so long since I've been 17. And let's face it, 17-year-olds today are a little bit different than we were. So I don't know what they're thinking, but what you just talked about, really football is a 3-season deal. It's a non-conference,
right,
which we did great.
Yeah.
Then it's conference, which, we've been kind of in the middle. We're in there in the toughest football league in the state of Arkansas. When you look at, you got 3-time defending state champion in Bryant, you have 3-time runner-up in North Little Rock, then Conway's right there and Cabot's right there, and there we are sitting right there with them, and we just haven't made the plays. But, so now you have the playoffs.
Yeah.
And if you would think that you could sit here as a player and as a coach, all right, we're right here. All we have to do is make that play, make that yard. I was sitting at home last night thinking about, you go back to Bryant, we were 6 inches away from scoring, and it being 28-25 with 5 minutes to go in the game. 6 inches. We're a yard in the Conway game from not giving the ball back to them, and we win the game. North Little Rock, we're 2 big pass plays away from that. And then Friday night, we're on the 3-yard line, third down, with a chance to tie it or go ahead if I decide to go for 2. And so how close is that?
That's really close.
And yet at the same time, it doesn't make you feel any better. It doesn't make it any less whatever because you still got beat. But I hope our kids can see that if we'll play and finish a play, a series, that we're right there.
Right. I talked to a coach in the 7A Central today that said nobody wants to play Northside because they know how dangerous that we are or that we can be. And one of the things that he said that really kind of got my attention to make it part of that second season is that, hey, if you win a conference championship, in other words, if we'd have gone through and beat everybody and we get a conference championship, is it a trophy or some kind of celebration? But you win the state championship, and that's a ring.
Yep.
So it's a whole different season, and if the kids can digest that and understand that we're that good, we really are that good, well, we got a chance.
Yeah, every team's different. Every group of kids is different. I go back to 3 years ago. I think it was 2. We were kind of in the same situation with Deuce and Greg Washington and Stevie and them. We start off 5-1 and we lose a tough game to Conway. We get banged up and hurt and we lose to North Little Rock, and then we lose a heartbreaker to Cabot. And we're in the same situation, and we beat, at that time it was Southside week 10. And then we go and we beat Van Buren, and then we beat Bentonville, and then we're in the semifinals, and we're in the dog hunt. So, if you believe and you keep working, and the teams that succeed in the playoffs are the ones that are still hungry to play.
Yeah.
And it's all there for us.
Right.
Now we got to go do it.
Yeah.
And we've had good practices. So hopefully we go to Little Rock this weekend and we take care of our business. And I don't mean just we need to go down there and get after them and feel good when we get on that bus to come home.
That's exactly right. And, Coach, I'm excited about what we can do. I've watched every play of every game and seen the things that could have gone just a little bit different that would have put us in the winners column that didn't happen. And now that we are going into that second part of the season, I mean, I believe, no question, and I'm like this coach that I talked to, I wouldn't want to play Northside. This is that redemption for us, vindication where we can get back some of what we gave to them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you.
Yeah,
I feel the same way.
How can we translate that?
I don't know. I wished if I knew, I would write a book and probably have a lot of money and do whatever. But we just got to keep. And my coaches do a great job. We just have to keep working, keep grinding, keep doing what we do. We did something a little different this week. Kids are emotionally just down. And so, we normally bring them in Sunday and watch film. We didn't do that. Monday morning we lift weights. We didn't do that. Monday we have a practice and whatever. We didn't practice. We watched the film, and then we had a bear bowl between our JV and our ninth graders and let them scrimmage and split our offense and our defense up. Older guys as the cheer guys, and had a good time. And then we fed them pizza and had a good time. We sent them home, and then Tuesday they came back. We had a good practice. Today we had a good practice.
Morale's changing a little bit.
So hopefully we're going to get out of this and do the things that we're capable of doing.
Well, I know going into Cabot, you had to change your game plan a little bit from the week before. You're going to have to throw against them, and we knew that coming in. I think Walker was 14 out of 21. Is that correct?
Actually, he was 16
out
of
of 21.
Yeah.
He had a good night.
Had 16 out of 21 for 180 yards and 2 touchdowns. And, he didn't really practice full board all week because of the surgery on his finger, but thought he did a good job. I thought our receivers did a good job. We had a couple of drops, but overall a good job. And then, the thing that we've found out in the last couple of weeks is that, our offensive line's good, but
played against some good teams.
We're playing against some good defensive lines, so we do have to mix it up, and we got to do a good job of that. And I thought Friday Greg did a good job of that. We threw it 21 times, we ran it probably 25 or 26 times. So we just got to get it, as you put, that one more score.
Just one more score. Sundquist, he's close to going over 1,000, Coach. I think he'll probably get it Friday night. But what a nice catch he made out of the backfield.
Oh, yeah.
Walker, I mean, you had two receivers pretty close. There was a lot of traffic, a lot of congestion there. Perfect pass, and what a great concentration by Sundquist on his birthday.
Yeah, that was his birthday. Sundquist and Ty, they both have great hands.
They do.
They can catch the football. They're just so glad they're on our side, and I think both of them will have a shot to get over 1,000 yards. Ty's got to get 100. Hopefully we'll be able to do that and have 2,000-yard rushers, and both of them deserve it. They're hard workers. They come to practice and do their job every day, And I wish some of our other guys had that mentality. I think we would be a lot better if they and part of that's they're both seniors.
Yeah.
They've both been through it. But if we could learn to everybody practice the way those two practice,
right,
really some good things would happen.
Well, it was 28-14 in the fourth quarter.
Right.
We end up getting a touchdown, closing it to one score. And then as we're driving, I want to go back to one play. It was a 4th down and 3.
Right.
We got to go. We don't have any choice. The call there was that pass to Hardwick. What a great call that was, and what a execution by Walker and Hardwick to get that first down.
Yeah, they did a good job to get us down there to move the chains, and then we didn't snap the ball on one down there on the goal line, which made it 4th down and 8, and that's the one thing. If I could go back and change, we would have maybe used our last timeout right there, and probably should have got in a different play because it changed them from being man-to-man to zone, which the play we had called wasn't as good. Walker tried to throw it up and just make a play, and it didn't happen. Yeah,
once he was rolling back into that short side, you could see a lot of pressure was coming. He had to get rid of it and just threw it to, good thinking by Walker, just get rid of it and let's hope something happens, but it just didn't go our way. Little Rock Southwest, they beat Central 6-0.
Maybe their first win in their program. I'm not sure.
I think that is right. They have a lot of good athletes. It seems like they got a forfeit against Parkview.
They did.
So on their schedule, the show is 2 wins, but really just that one win against Little Rock Central. And we had Central here. They're a big bunch, and they held them to 0. So it's a team. Even though their record doesn't show it, and they're a new program, they're trying to be well coached. It's just when you start from the ground floor, it takes a couple of years to try to get that going. But hopefully we go down there and strike pretty quick.
I hope so. Coach Patton, obviously a great football coach, was at Fayetteville, won state championships at Bryant, won a lot of games. He'll get them going. They're already better than they were a year ago. So it's a game that I'm not going to pull any punches. We should win.
Yeah.
And if we go down there and play the way we're capable, we will win. But if we don't and we let them get in it, and they're happy right now anyway because they won that first game. So we don't need to give them a lot of reasons to get excited.
Coach, they're not going to throw it very much. They're going to run that flex bone. What have we changed this week in preparation for this team as far as press coverage or – getting everybody in tight?
We'll play very little man against these guys. It's assignment football. Got to have a guy to tackle the dive.
Yeah.
And we've really concentrated on that. Then we got to have the linebackers to scrape to quarterback. And then if the quarterback pitches the ball, we got to have a guy going to pitch. So that's been the gist of our practice, is to make sure you have an assignment you have to do. So if you're to tackle the fullback, you can't get tired of tackling him or start guessing whether he has the ball or not. You've got to tackle the fullback and let the other guys do their job.
I will say Northside hits hard. We're a team that is very physical. I don't know there's a lot of physical teams in the 7A Central, but I've just seen our guys, they're all over the field. And when they hit you, they hit with bad intentions. And that happens early, a couple of big licks early, kind of gets their attention. If they're one-dimensional, then we could take ownership pretty quick.
Well, I hope that's what happens.
I do too.
So we'll see.
We'll see. Okay. Well, Coach, good luck Friday night against them, and we'll talk more about the upcoming game, hopefully Bentonville West.
Sounds good.
Well, that's going to do it for the Coaches Show. Stay with us. When we come back, Jeff and I will be in the booth for kickoff.
You're in business to do business, not paperwork. That's where the skills of Potts & Company certified public accountants can help you succeed. Trust the experienced professionals of Potts & Company for tax preparation, bookkeeping, and other business services. Using QuickBooks for your operations? They're QuickBooks experts. The Potts & Company team can help you establish, organize, and optimize your QuickBooks for utmost effectiveness. Visit pottscpa.com to learn more.
For more than 50 years, Air Compressor Equipment Company has provided solutions for the oil, gas, and industrial markets, becoming an industry leader in custom fabrication. An unwavering focus on assembly, sales, and service means that whatever size project you have, ACEC can deliver what works. Air Compressor Equipment Company supplies to businesses working in the most demanding environments around the world, but is still a dedicated member of the Arklahoma community. Learn more at acec-ark.com. Air Compressor Equipment Company. Field tested, quality driven.
Welcome back to the Mike Fleur Show. We're live here at Walk-Ons at 4603 Phoenix. If you're close, come on by, get something to eat, and watch the show. And every week, Coach always brings one of the assistant coaches, and then you'll bring some players with you. And,
Absolutely.
And so we're happy to have Coach Ed Hansen. He's the defensive line coach. 2 years ago, you were the running backs coach.
Yes, sir.
Now you've made the switch to defensive line. So how's that been for you?
Man, it's been incredible. I really enjoy defense. I left some special guys over there on the offensive side of the ball with a good staff. I enjoyed it. But, coming over here with Felix and Solly and Frazier, it's been a blessing. And I got some great young guys I'm excited about. This is kind of my first year where they're mine.
Yeah.
And it's a young group, so it's special.
When you say young, I mean, you got some guys coming back next year. So,
Yeah.
and we're going to have the opportunity to talk to a couple of them, Josh Nolan, Sebastian Garcia.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun. I'm looking forward
absolutely.
to talking to them.
They're a special group right there.
Yeah. So talk about, the last 3 games have been a game that could have gone either way.
Yeah. It's been a little heartbreaking.
It has been tough, and I was talking to Coach Fleur about how do you get over the hump and understand that we're in those games.
Yeah.
We got a second season coming up. First, we got to take care of business against Southwest. But when we do that and we go to Bentonville West, that's the opportunity to get back into that second season.
Oh, yeah.
How do you feel about the defensive line and their capability of being able to mentally do that?
Well, Buzz, my guys are excited, and I'll tell you, I mean, it's challenging. We gave up, 3 tough games in a row. But, the thing is, we were in them. And so you have confidence because it's playoff time, and we can go play with anybody in the state. They're probably 3-4 of the best teams we saw, in the state, and we know we can play with them. You want to win those games, but regardless, you're excited about the position that you're in. Playoffs are a new season, and we know we can win any of those games. So, my guys are excited to get an opportunity. We hope we get to see some of those guys again. We should have the chance if we get through the first round, but we're excited. I think it's a new season. You try to stay positive with your guys and keep building that dream. But, there are losses, but we don't see any negativity really in it.
Yeah.
We were in them. That season's about done. We got to take care of some business on Friday night.
Right.
But, man, it's an exciting time for us. I think we got a special group of young men, and we're ready to go. We're ready to embrace that second season. So
Your switch from now I've got some fans here. You got to understand.
Yeah.
I got
they're putting a lot of pressure on me here, man.
We're walk-ons, as you know, and we all have some of our fans come in, and they're behind the scenes. You can't see them.
I know, but you had all the great TVs they got in the games going on here at Walk-Ons, and now this.
I know it.
I don't know what's going on.
A lot of distraction. But as we said earlier, you were the running backs coach.
Yes, sir.
And now you're the defensive line. So is there one that you enjoy more than the other?
They were both really a blessing to me. I love the defensive side of the ball. It's like I had a conversation with my son. He wrapped up his 8th grade year at Chaffin. But, defense is special because it's 11 guys on a mission every time, and it's, kind of see ball, sick ball, all 11 guys. And so they're involved every play. It's just really a different dynamic, Offense is purely execution, and defense is a lot of aggression and determination to get to the ball, and my guys have that. So they're an exciting group to coach.
Can you tell by looking in your player's eyes before a game what he's thinking? I mean, I know you're talking about 16, 17, 18-year-old kids, but they've performed really well for you this year. But can you see it? Can you feel it when you know they're going to have a good game?
Yeah, they're a special group. I had 2 seniors come back. Aaron Carter, he plays the quick for us. He's done great. And then Relaford, who's dealt with some COVID issues and whatnot, and we're excited to get him back and get him back in the mix. But, they're really all new. And we kind of took them from other positions and brought them over to the D-line at the beginning of the season. And I couldn't be more proud of them. I mean, they've executed. They go play. But to answer your question is, I look in and I can tell they're ready, and it's very rare that I've dealt with an occasion where they're not.
Yeah.
I go in Friday night, and I have an extreme level of confidence in them, so I couldn't be prouder of them.
Going into this game, I mean, every game's different the way you game plan.
Absolutely.
Going into this game, what I've noticed, and thank you for giving me the scouting report.
Oh, absolutely.
You and Coach Neal, that really helps me a lot. Kind of gives me an idea of what we're up against before I start watching film.
Sure.
So this team is going to be a little bit different in respect to how much they throw it and how much they run it.
Absolutely.
They don't really have a quarterback that can throw, so they're going to run that flex bone, kind of an old-style offense. So what kind of problem does that present to us?
Well, you go to assignment football when you're dealing with those spread teams that throw the ball around. You got to have some playmakers out there. And when you get into this, double slot, they'll get into the wishbone, heavy tight end set. They're going to pound you with it. It's really assignment. Who's got dive? Who's got quarterback? Who's got pitch? And so you're trying to coach that all up in a week. And that's what makes these offenses extremely challenging is that you don't see it every day. And so you got to go back and re-hone your basics and your fundamentals, and they've done a good job of practice this week. But it's purely assignment football, so you got to kind of rein them in a little bit from being so aggressive. And it's like, man, you tackle dive, you tackle quarterback, you tackle pitch, old school football. Let's go to work.
Regardless who has the ball, I mean, you've got to tackle that guy even if you're not sure that he has the ball.
No, I mean the option football game is pretty much strictly you put a guy on the dive, you put a guy on the quarterback, and you put a guy on the pitch, and it's, man, you might as well tackle them whether they got the ball. Some days of practice this week, we didn't even put the ball into our inside periods or whatnot. You're just teaching assignment. It doesn't matter if he's got the ball. He's the dive guy. Yeah, go put a lick on him.
That's discipline there. You've got to be real disciplined to play a team like this. Is this something like what Cabot used to do when Malham was there?
Similar. I mean, you're talking about 30 personnel, so 3 back. Cabot was dead T.
Yeah.
So you're running with similar concepts, but a different look. I'll tell you, double slot. Van Buren used to run it a little bit. Mm-hmm. Cabot would get in it a couple times, but you just don't see it very often. Yeah. The dead T was just one of those things that Cabot did a couple years ago that was similar to it. It's assignment football. Yeah. I mean, you're looking at that. And so, they're very similar, just a kind of a different package of the same concepts.
Well, Coach, you and I have been able to talk during coaches' shows over the past few years, and I appreciate your time. I mean, thank you for coming in. I mean, you put in hours, every day, and to come in and spend time with us and kind of let us get inside your mind, how you think as far as you're coaching your guys.
Yes,
we appreciate that. But one thing I thought was pretty cool was your journey, and we talked about it before, but this is a new year, new fans. Tell us about your journey as far as coaching goes.
Well, I'm kind of that guy. I always tell everybody I did everything wrong, but I got hurt and I left school. I had an opportunity to go manage a Foot Locker in Hawaii, and I spent some time out there in retail management and before I got into coaching. And I went back, and my athletic director at the time got me into coaching, and I realized I had a passion for it. And from then it was like, how do I do it? And so I went back and finished my degree. And then as I got into education, I pursued those things in case I wanted to get into administration. And I went and got my master's degree and my doctorate. So I do have a doctorate in educational leadership. It's just hard to leave these guys, man. I love coaching. I don't know when I'll ever do it. I'm prepared when the time comes. But, right now I don't see that in my future. When you got young guys like this coming back, you definitely don't look at leaving them. I'm just excited to get them. They've grown so much, and we're going to continue to grow through this year, and hopefully we can make something big happen. But the future for these guys, especially the two you're going to talk to, Sebastian and Josh, it's so bright. Right now they share a lot of the same positions, but, Sebastian's that flex guy. We're probably going to move him to the defensive end, the quick side next year. Julius Thomas, our Bucks, coming back, and Josh plays a lot of nose right now. So, man, I'm looking at basically bringing 3 starters back next year. It's an exciting time, and like I said, I mean, I'm blessed to coach the guys I coach and
they're
to work
blessed
with
to have
the guys
you.
I work with. So
they're blessed to have you and to have a coach that has that kind of passion. It's one thing to be a football player in high school, and you got so many other things on your mind that has nothing to do with football. To be able to go to practice with somebody that has passion to do it helps them be disciplined to do what they have to do. And so we really appreciate, what you bring to the table for those kids. You're talking about Sebastian. I mean, he switched from linebacker, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. He was a linebacker for us and did a good job there. It was just looking mine was at the beginning of the season was our concern point. We were the weak point. Like I said, I had 2 guys coming back, and so we were really pulling guys we thought maybe could do the job. And, I got to fight with Coach Solly all the time because he wants to take him back, and I'm like, you're not taking Sebastian. I don't know what to tell you. He's my guy, so he's not going to get him back unless I lose a fight, which maybe I could lose to that guy, but I don't plan on it.
If there's one I wouldn't want to fight, it'd probably be him.
There ain't no doubt.
But you talk about him going from linebacker to the defensive line. A lot of kids have made some changes. Every week we talk about Seth Fields, but you've had a bunch of guys that have made. Jeff Frazier made a change.
Yeah.
There's been who else? There's been a bunch of them.
We've moved Hinkle around. We've moved Esau around.
Yeah.
This group is special. They've been a joy to coach. They've really been like no group that I've ever coached before because they're unselfish. They'll go out there. You always have your guys like each other, and so you don't want to take anything away from your other classes. But, when you got guys coming in telling them, the offensive guys telling your defensive guys they did a great job today and vice versa, it's just a special group. And when it comes to these guys, it's like, what do we need to do to win? I'll go try it, coach. And, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. In the most places this year for us, it's been a good transition or a good move. And so, like I said, I know I'm probably redundant, but I'm blessed to get to coach this group. And all of them. Like I said, I've had the advantage to coach Seth and to coach Ty. And Seth's one of those guys that, man, he'll do anything you need him to do.
He's a football player.
He's a football player, man, and he doesn't care where you put him.
Yeah.
And that's how most of these guys are. They're football players. And when you watch them play, that's what you see. When you go to those games, even the ones we lost, we're there. And that's why I said I think my guys are ready. We're excited to get into that second season. And I don't think there's any fear in us as a team or a group. We know we can play with anybody and bring them. That's my theory.
It's been fun for me to get to talk to these kids because most of the time, people that do broadcasting just see them with their helmets on and their game uniforms, and that's really what But to be able to talk to you outside a game situation or practice situation and the kids and listening to what they have to say about what being a Grizzly means to them has been really fun. I've enjoyed it, and I've had a blast talking to not just the running backs and the receivers and the quarterbacks, but your offensive line, your defensive line. I can't wait to talk to these guys you brought with you today.
Well, they're a good group, but like I said, Buzz, you not being honest, you put a lot of work in with us, and you're a part of our family. So you get to be around them more than just talking to them on the radio. But you're a special guy to us, man. I appreciate all you do.
Thank you.
And this is just it's a blessing for our program. So thank you.
Well, we have a fun time doing it, and you're welcome, and I appreciate y'all letting me be a part of it because it means a lot to me.
Yeah.
But I require a lot of information.
Well, you do, but all I got to do is send you a report and come talk a little bit.
Well,
so
thank
it's
you
not
for doing
bad.
that. Well, I know we're here at Walk-Ons. You've got a big salad waiting for you.
Yeah, man, that food looks incredible. It's like I said, I get to watch some football, eat good food. I can't complain.
Yeah, it is. It's a special place to be to do a coach's show, and again, we appreciate them for allowing us to be here. But we've got Garcia coming up.
Yeah.
And we've got Nolan coming up. We're going to visit with them and see what they have to say about your coaching abilities.
That's not going to be good, but they're good guys. You'll enjoy talking to them. Like I said, I can't brag on them enough. My group is as a whole, and I got some great sophomores coming up too. So it's a special time to coach the D-line at Northside, and you're going to enjoy talking to these two young men. So.
Well, Coach, thanks for spending time with us.
Absolutely.
Enjoy your salad.
I'm going to. Thanks, buddy.
Coach
Have
Ed Hansen, defensive line. We'll be back with a couple of our defensive linemen right after this.
All right.
Burton Pools and Spas. Check them out on their website, burtonpools.com. See their selection of hot spring spas, doughboy pools, and in-ground selections. As always, free spa and pool water testing. Burton Pools and Spas, your source for backyard fun. BurtonPools.com. Chlorine-free Baquacil pool care system. The difference is clear. BurtonPools.com. With 2 locations in Fort Smith and Springdale to serve you. BurtonPools.com.
At Hug Chevrolet Buick GMC, we dial 782-8940.
This is Joe Calderera with Taliano's Restaurant. We call 782-8940.
Keep warm this winter with a York high-efficiency furnace. Or for more information on endless hot water and a high-efficiency tankless water heater, give Blaylock Heating, Air, and Plumbing Services a call at 782-8940.
That's 782-8940.
Welcome back to the Mike Fleur Show. We are happy to have Sebastian Garcia, number 29. He is a junior defensive lineman. He's kind of converted from linebacker, but you know what? 29, I love that number.
Yeah.
For an offensive lineman. You don't see that very often.
Nah.
Why did you pick 29?
My brother, he had that number too.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
Okay. So did he play on the offensive line?
No, he played linebacker.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Okay. So is he an older brother, younger brother?
He's an older brother. He went to Southside.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
We'll forgive him for that.
I had to.
So how old is he?
He's 24.
24?
Yeah.
Okay. You're just a junior, and you played your junior high ball at Chaffin, am I correct?
Yes, sir.
What did you play when you were at Chaffin?
Linebacker.
So you've been a linebacker up until the time that you got here and then switched to the offensive or defensive line.
Yes, sir.
Which one do you like best?
I mean, I like linebacker.
Right.
I like both of them. The linebacker because he gets to make like more hits.
Yeah.
And he gets to make more tackles.
Right.
And then like at D-line, I sit there and like I make the plays so the linebackers can make the tackles or the safety.
Yeah.
So like it's different, but I like making the tackles for sure.
So really wherever you are, you like, I mean,
Yeah.
You're a defensive guy.
Yeah.
Whether you're playing linebacker or defensive line, you just like you are physical. I mean, I've seen every play you've played in your career, and you're a physical player. But you've got to be in a conference that we're in against some of the running backs that you see and some of the offensive lines that you see. This week is going to be a lot of running, not much passing, so it's going to be completely different than what we've seen, for the last 3 weeks. How's practice gone this week?
It's been good.
Yeah.
Going against Adrian, he's a pretty good center. It's just like he gets me ready for the games.
Yeah.
Because I think he's the best center I've ever played against.
The best center?
Yeah, for sure.
I got to talk to him last week. And I think Barry Entos. I talked to Brandon Bailey and James Colley at the very first of the season, and then I got to talk to Adrian and then Eric last week, and really enjoyed talking to them. And these guys love blocking, for Ty or Sunquist or Walker in pass protection or whatever, but you don't hear about them a lot.
Yeah.
So it's a great team effort, whether you're an offensive lineman or defensive lineman. You get to hear your name a lot more than you hear James Colley or Adrian, any of those guys, because you're getting to make a lot of tackles. So this week, in preparation for this offense that you're getting ready to play Friday night, how does that change your mindset?
Not really, because we do run a lot of like run scale on practice as D-line. And it's it's really been the same, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's not really like, we've been focusing on the run a lot. Because we've
Right.
been focusing on the run a lot on a lot of teams.
You got to stop the run first.
Yeah.
No question about that.
For sure.
But they don't have a quarterback that can throw very well. So they're going to do a lot of running. And when I was talking to Coach Hansen about it, when they have the dive guy and the pitch guy, I mean, you've got to be dedicated to what you're going to do, because he said, hey, it's assignment football. And it is a little more than what it is when you're having a guy that can throw and run. So how do you feel about that and having to be real disciplined as far as the assignments go? I'm
pretty disciplined. I like to do what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
Read my right reads and get who I don't focus about the guy who's gonna get the ball. I'm worried about who I have to get so that they don't get the ball or they don't get forward progression.
Gotcha. Well, this week is important to us as a team because we should beat these guys. They've only won one game. They got a forfeit against Little Rock Parkview. The only game they won was against Central. They beat them 6-0. We should beat them. The other teams like Cabot, Conway, North Little Rock, and Bryant put it on them pretty good. we're that caliber of team, so we should be able to get past them, go to Bentonville West in our first playoff game. But we got to think about what we're getting into Friday night. We can't think ahead to Bentonville. But I kind of want to get in your mind just a little bit about how do you feel about those losses that we have? We got 3 in a row against 3 really good teams. How do you feel mentally about our ability to get some redemption in the playoff?
I mean, like losing, especially against Conway, it was heartbreaking just because we played our butts off all game.
Played a heck of a game.
Yeah, just to end like that, it really hurt.
Yeah.
And North Little Rock, we went up there, we tried our hardest, but it just wasn't enough. And then Cabot, it was the same thing. It just wasn't enough, and we just need to play better football.
But you know that you're that close.
Yeah.
In each one of those games, you're that close to winning. Just a couple things go different, and I'm sure that y'all watched it on film, talked to the coaches. We would have won those 3 games, so getting a chance to get a shot at maybe a Bryant or a North Little Rock or Conway in the playoffs. I talked to a coach that's in the 7A Central today. They don't want to play Northside. They do fear Northside, and for good reason. Do you feel like that's like they should fear us?
I think every school should.
You have enough confidence in what you do and your teammates.
For sure.
You had a decision to make when you were at Chaffin. You had a brother that went to Southside.
Yeah.
So when you graduated, or when you were the 9th grader in Chaffin, what made your decision to go to Northside?
It was a lot of my teammates. Like, a lot of them went to Southside, but what really got me was Damari. He's really the one that made me come to Northside, and I was like,
really?
Yeah.
Is it a decision that you feel like now that was a good decision?
Oh, for sure.
So you're happy to be a Grizzly?
For sure.
We're happy to have you. Trust me. Sebastian Garcia, number 29. He is a defensive lineman that inflicts a lot of pain on opposing offenses. And so we want to see him inflict a lot of pain Friday night against Little Rock Southwest.
Got it.
Sebastian Garcia. Let's give it up for him.
This is a walk-on athlete. They push harder and put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
When I talked to the Sawyers about some windows and the concrete work, they showed me several different options of things that they had done, and it all looked good. I would recommend Sawyers to anyone. If they came out and looked at my concrete, they could see the quality job that Sawyers did. They were very professional and top quality. They were on time and on budget. I am 100% satisfied with the work that they've done.
Welcome back to the Mike Fleur Show. Had a great talk with Sebastian Garcia, defensive lineman. We have another defensive lineman here, number 94, Josh Nolan. He's a junior too. And Josh, you're a big young man. How tall are you?
Like 6'3".
6'3"?
6'3", something like that.
How much you weigh?
230, 235 on a good day.
On a good day? Have you already eaten
Yeah,
tonight?
I already ate. I just ate.
Okay.
It was good,
Was
too.
it good?
Yeah.
All right. Does Sebastian eat? He gets him. He's not?
No.
All right. We'll take advantage of it because this is a very good place to have a coach's show. It's a very good place to have dinner. So we appreciate you guys coming in, and I'm glad you ate. But I noticed, I didn't really realize how big you were until you played in a JV game at Greenwood. And I went to that JV game, and I'm standing on the sideline. Most of the time, I'm up in a press box.
Yeah.
And it's hard to tell. You know, I can read the roster and come to some of the practices, but just to get on the field, I'm standing next to you. I said, this is a big dude right here. So do you feel like your size helps you a lot in your position?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
It definitely helps me.
How long have you been playing defensive line?
Since 7th grade, but I quit last year, and then Coach Curry was on me all year.
Is that
He
right?
joined back. I was like, all right, I got you. I joined back.
So you glad you came back?
Yeah, I'm glad I came back too.
Well, we're glad you're back for sure. And you're just a junior, and that's exciting because, you know, we got a whole nother year of Josh Nolan next year with all this experience that you've gained this year. You're getting a lot of playing time.
Yeah.
And before I go any further, I want to ask you, against Cabot, I think it was in the fourth quarter, it looked like you tweaked your arm a little bit. What happened?
I think somebody's helmet smashed into my elbow. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened. I mean, it just instantly
like a stinger or something? Yeah, I mean, I noticed during the broadcast that you were holding your arm, but you didn't come out. I mean, you stayed in.
Had to tough it out.
You got to do it.
Yep.
Cabot is a good football team, and like I talked to Sebastian about, the quality of those teams that we've lost to the last 3 games with Conway, North Little Rock, and then Cabot. Each one of those games we're in, we have a chance to win each one of them. Ball just didn't bounce our way. Not that we expect it to go our way all the time, but we just had some breaks that didn't go our way. Are you okay in your mind that we can go beat anybody in the state?
Oh, definitely. Like, we played toe-to-toe with the top 3 teams. Like, we're definitely something. Like, you better watch out.
Well, that's the way they feel too.
Yeah.
And I like that they fear us because they know that they came to Mayo Thompson. They were lucky to get out of there with a win, and they may have to see us again. So nobody wants to draw us in the playoffs. And I think what's probably going to happen after talking to Coach Fleur about it is that we win. If we win Friday night, we got to take care of business there first. We can't overlook that. Take care of business there first. And then we'll probably go to Bentonville West and play them. If we can beat them, we're probably going to play Bryant, which I like.
Yeah, I want to play Bryant again. I want that rematch.
I do too. I'm glad you want it.
I definitely want it.
It's a little different. You want it being on the field.
Yeah.
I want it up in there in that controlled environment press box watching you do your thing, you know. But it's exciting to watch you guys play as physical as you do play. And Bryant, they're going to play Conway Friday night, I believe, while we're at Little Rock Southwest. It ought to be a good game.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I thought that Conway was a better football team, a more rounded football team than Bryant back when we played them. But now it seems like Bryant's they're starting to kind of peak. Maybe we'll catch them at their best, and they'll catch us at our best, and let's see what happens. A lot of ball to be played between now and then. So how do you feel like practice has gone so far this week?
Practice, it's been a good week of practice, to be honest. I mean, just a good week.
Yeah. You went to junior high at Chaffin, just like Sebastian did, right? And you had to make a decision on where you're going to go to high school. What helped make your decision?
Just my grandparents, they both wanted to go to Northside. I live in Barling, so the Northside district is in Barling.
Yeah.
But I wanted to go to Southside, and I was like, I'm just going to go with their word. I went there. I was like, yeah, I like Northside. This is definitely where I'm going.
So you're glad that you're here?
Yeah. I'm definitely glad I'm at Northside.
Well, we're glad that you're here too. Yeah. Thanks for making that decision. And when folks that are older than you, and it could be your grandparents, it could be a teacher, it could be Coach Hansen, these people, which I always tell, our players when I get a chance to talk to them, that these guys have already been where you're going. So they can help you make decisions that maybe are a little bit cloudy in your mind. And so by listening to your grandparents, there was a reason they wanted you to go to Northside. So you did, and you feel like it's been a good decision to be here. Well,
definitely a good decision.
Well, the best thing about being Josh Nolan right now is you're a junior.
Yeah.
We got you for another year. Let me ask you this, Josh. If you're not playing football, what are you doing? What do you like to do in your spare time?
Fish, hunt, just go outside, be outdoors.
Yeah. So do you spend a lot of time fishing and hunting? I mean,
fishing mostly.
What do you catch?
Bass.
You like bass?
Yeah. That's just about all I go for.
Really? You never been crappie fishing?
Oh yeah. Well,
crappie's pretty good eating though.
Whenever I can.
Yeah, Coach Little catches a lot of crappie, and I've been to a few of his cookouts, and man, they're pretty tasty.
I could definitely enjoy one of those.
Well, go catch a lot of crappie in the off season, and we'll have a big cookout. Is that a deal?
Yeah.
Well, first thing I want you to do, though, I want you to go beat Little Rock Southwest, and then I want you to go to beat Bentonville West. Then I want you to go beat Bryant. Can you do that?
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's what I'm talking about. Josh Nolan, number 94, defensive line. I'm sorry. Come watch him play. if you can't tune in or if you can't be at Little Rock Southwest, it'll be on Grizzly TV, but isolate number 29 and number 94 and watch what these guys do. They're well coached by Coach Hansen. He likes to see these guys get aggressive, and they'll perform for him every game. So tune in and watch, and we'll be back with Coach Fleur right after this.
You're in business to do business, not paperwork. That's where the skills of Potts & Company certified public accountants can help you succeed. Trust the experienced professionals of Potts & Company for tax preparation, bookkeeping, and other business services. Using QuickBooks for your operations? They're QuickBooks experts. The Potts & Company team can help you establish, organize, and optimize your QuickBooks for utmost effectiveness. Visit pottscpa.com to learn more.
A to Z Furniture in Alma is ready to meet your furniture needs. These trying times, with all the shortages going on, they're working hard to keep stock flowing and the warehouse filled. A to Z Furniture understands that you need your furniture in a timely manner, and they are striving to make that happen. Open 7 days a week for your convenience and offering financing and delivery. A to Z Furniture would love for you to stop in and shop today. A to Z Furniture on Highway 71 in Alma. Worth the drive to save more.
Welcome back to Walk-Ons. Coach Fleur's back with us. Coach, that was some great interviews and talks with Sebastian and then with Josh and then with Coach Hansen. It's fun to listen to kind of their perspective on the game. We don't get to talk to a lot of the linemen, and having the offensive lineman last week, defensive lineman this week, that's been a joy. Thanks for bringing them.
Yeah, I mean, and those are the leaders of our team.
Yeah.
You know, next year, they're good guys. They're all going to be back. They're all good football players. They're all good young men.
Yeah. Let's talk about something that's happened in the last couple of days. Some of the younger teams that you kind of oversee. We had some state or city championships. Bring us up to date on that.
Well, we're real proud of our two middle schools. They've done really well. Probably, I know the first time since I've been here, and maybe in a long time, if ever, we won the 7th grade city championship Tuesday night, last night. Darby played Kimmons,
right,
and Darby won that game. And then the 8th grade at Darby went undefeated, and won the 8th grade conference championship. And then I don't know the results yet because we don't play till tomorrow, but if we beat Southside tomorrow, we will beat them twice in 9th grade. So we'll be the 9th grade city champions, and then our JV beat Southside, and our varsity beat Southside. So we're kind of on a roll against them.
Something about beating that other school.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Makes you smile a little.
It does. It does. It kind of helps you a little bit through these other games, you know.
Yeah. You know, talking to these kids tonight about going through those losses and knowing that those are probably the best teams in the state, they definitely, it's like Garcia said, it upset him with the Conway game. That was hard to get past because how close we were. But even the other ones, knowing that you have a shot to win, it seemed like they've recovered. You know, and they feel like they can go in and do their job for the rest of the season and go into the playoffs.
I hope so, because they're a good football team, and we just have to understand that what's happened, move on, and get ready to play.
Yeah, Coach, this is normally our question and answer segment. There's only one question, and you almost answered it earlier, and I didn't expound on that because I didn't want to. I wanted to wait till now to ask you this. But I think there was a little over 2 minutes left in the Cabot game when we got down in the red zone or got within the 10 or first and goal. Had we scored there, do you know what your decision would have been then?
I probably would have kicked the extra point and tied it up. The reason being, you know, there's 2 minutes to go. They're going to try to go score. It means they're going to put the ball in the air. I think we had a great chance of maybe getting an interception and you know, getting a chance to score again.
Yeah.
But that's more than likely what I would have done.
There were a team, I think they put up like 377 yards. I'm not sure what the breakdown was on the passing and the running, but they had that one player, Brandon J., number 5.
Good player.
That did a really good job. But, you know, we held that team to 28 points. and I think it was one score in each quarter, if I'm correct, or maybe it was two scores. No, they scored twice in the fourth quarter, didn't they?
I didn't break it down.
Or the third quarter, whichever one. But defensively, it seemed like we did a pretty good job with them. So I agree. I think kicking the extra point and holding your defense to the task to stop them. And then the overtime. Explain the overtime in case we get into one.
Well, the overtime in high school, you put the ball in Arkansas. You put the ball on the 10-yard line. Mm-hmm. You get 4 plays to score. Turn around, the other team does it. And you keep doing until one of you doesn't score.
We have not been in an overtime that I know of.
Not since I've been here.
Yeah, so that would have been, and there's been a couple times this year that I thought, man, we're going to be in an overtime, depending on what decision you make as far as the extra point goes. But I'm with you. I think that would probably been the way to go. So, Coach, one more season, one more game, the regular season. We take care of business there and then go to Bentonville West. We're into the second season. This is going to be the last show of the regular season. So you and I at some point will make a decision next week if there will be another Mike Fuller show to go into the playoff part of it. So between now and then, we're concentrating on Little Rock Southwest.
That's right.
Go get that taken care of, and then we'll talk further after that.
Sounds good to me.
Coach, thanks for your time again. Good luck with Little Rock Southwest. And thanks for bringing in Coach Hansen and Sebastian Garcia and Josh Nolan. Really appreciate talking to them.
I'm glad to do it.
I want to say thank you to Caleb and Dylan, who have taken care of the tough part tonight as far as the equipment goes. It was all set up when I got here, and they'll when we're eating, they're going to be tearing down. So
they're really good.
They
do
really
a great job.
Do a great job. I want to say thank you to Walk-Ons for hosting the show here, the Mike Fuller Show. And again, we'll let you know if there will be a postseason coaches show, and we'll do that through our Facebook page and our other social media. But we'll get the word out whether or not we're going to do it. Little Rock Southwest. If you can't make it to the game, it will be on Grizzly TV. That kickoff will be at 7. The coaches show will come on at 6:30. It'll last about 15 minutes. Then we'll have a little bit of pregame. It's a beautiful facility. Looking forward to going there. Got to talk to some of their folks today about getting set up, and so they'll be ready for us. Got us in a good place to broadcast. So we're looking forward to that. So again, if you can't make it to the game, tune in to Grizzly TV. Until then, be safe, be prosperous, and as always, go Bears.
Go Bears.
At Hug Chevrolet Buick GMC, we dial 782-8940.
This is Joe Calderera with Taliano's Restaurant. We call 782-8940.
Keep warm this winter with a York high-efficiency furnace. Or for more information on endless hot water and a high-efficiency tankless water heater, give Blaylock Heating, Air, and Plumbing Services a call at 782-8940.
That's 782-8940.
Do good when you eat good. Level up your to-go order by donating to the Walk-Ons Game On Foundation, supporting youth athletics and their communities. Game on!
You're watching Grizzly TV.